Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Couch Potato Queens podcast. Today, we are going to be covering season 13, episode 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race. It just happened. First, let's take it to my co-hosts. In the middle here, we have...
Me, Josh Mendelson, your one and only.
Yep, and then on my right, I have...
Hi, it's me, Alex Meitz. Happy to be here, as always.
Thrilled to see both of you, and we know we've got some very loyal commenters from last time, so hello to all of you too. Can't wait to see what your opinions are on this episode. So let's just take it from the top. It was a fun ep. We open actually on the pork chop loading dock, which, as you know from last time, everyone, was where all the queens who lost their lip syncs in the previous episode were sent. And we knew last episode that they were going to have to vote one of themselves out. And we get right on into it. The lipsticks are laid out with the names, with all the names. And in that first round, we see that Elliot, Joey, and Utica's name go up right off the bat.
Shady.
I was surprised Utica was in there.
I know.
Joey, these queens really hate chicken feathers. I'm like, who hates a chicken feather?
You know what? Chicken feathers, I guess, to them are kind of cheap. It shows like cheap drag queen to them.
I guess I come more from the school of drag of like, if you can take something cheap and make it look good, which I thought she did, you know, like not everyone has a big budget for their drags. So I don't know, them keep talking about the chicken feathers as like, I thought we like C word here. Anyway.
The reality of it, she looked fine. She didn't look the worst in the room, honestly.
I did not think she was the worst. I thought she was not the best, but was not the worst either.
Yeah. And we all called out Elliot with 2 T's look for being the worst last week, the worst entrance look. And surprise, surprise, there is a tie between Elliot and Utica for the queen that's going to be voted out.
I was shocked by that, Sam, that Utica, you love Utica. That's one of your favorites. And then and what happens?
And we've got a couple people. V Martin's got clucking and bucking agreed wearing those chicken feathers.
At least she has a wig.
And Joseph Lou, Juicy Lou, saying that we love a crafty queen. We really do.
Crafty queen.
We always do.
And Arthur, I don't know what you are referencing. It was the worst, probably Elliot's look, which is totally fair.
Correct us if you're not talking about Elliot's look, but I have a gut feeling that's what you're talking about.
I have a gut feeling it's Elliot's look.
I have a feeling it's Elliot's look as well. There's one of my friends. So.
They go into the tiebreaker, and it is a unanimous vote. Elliot with 2 T's has been voted the weakest of the losing queens. Embarrassing.
Shocking, right?
One thing I do want to say about this is I wish they would have shown us Survivor style at the end of the episode who everybody voted for. I want to know who our sweet baby Utica voted for, because I'm sure this was like a huge turmoil for her.
From what it looks like, there were probably 2 votes on Elliot and 2 votes on Utica. That's what I think, and everyone else kind of voted all over. It
would have been 2-2-1.
Yeah, that could be it for sure.
Right. And then also we have Arthur confirming Elliot's look. So we were right. You're right, everybody.
Weak. So Elliot with 2 T's is voted off the island and says it was a lovely 15 minutes with all of you, which I loved. That was a fun line.
It gave me some Alyssa Edwards vibes, you know.
Lovely fifth alternate.
Yes, honey.
So, okay, Alex, did you have any other thoughts on how this vote went down?
I just thought that it was pretty traumatizing for Elliot. Like, regardless of what happens next, she stays, goes, who knows? To have someone come on, do 1 lip sync, and then immediately get voted off by everybody else, I would be in shambles. I would never come back from that. That's something that's going to haunt Elliot the rest of Elliot's life. So
seriously,
this season is already, if 2020 wasn't traumatic enough for these queens, let's put him through episodes 1 and 2 of Drag Race.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Josh, how did you feel about that vote?
You know, that pork chop area is something else. So it is something else, honey, and it is going to destroy these people. I mean, nobody wants to be the pork chop. Or do they, though? Because we were talking about this. I'd personally rather be a memorable first boot than a non-memorable, boring, invisible fourth or fifth boot any day of the week.
And we actually get to that in just a moment. V. Martin aptly says, though, 2 boots, girl, shoot. Could not agree more. So the winning queens enter the workroom then. We cut away from Elliot's elimination, and they are all sort of ready for Candy to fight. Tina has labeled Candy Captain Trouble, not her tea. But then Ru comes in and says that there is a queen who did not get a fair shot. And Elliot is brought into the workroom, Elliot with 2 T's, and the winner's circle is confused. But then Ru goes on to talk about the legendary queens, Shangela, Vanjie, Pork Chop, who were eliminated first, and says to never treat anyone like a loser. So what did y'all think? Josh, any thoughts on sort of getting back to now your lovely 5th alternate?
You know, my lovely 5th alternate, Elliot with 2 teens. Doesn't she make that noise? She's like, ow. She did a video, like, there was like an interview video they did. I was watching on YouTube, and they were all of the girls were introducing themselves, and she was like, hey, it's Elliot with 2 T's. Wow. I'm like, what was that? I'm like, girl, get your life. Go back to Vegas. I mean, clearly you're not as good as Coco Montrese or Chanel, so.
And that's tea. That's 1 T, not 2. So with no further ado, I will say, let's hop into the first mini challenge, because this is where things start to get really exciting. We learned that the first mini challenge is going to be a 2-look runway a la season 7's first mini challenge. We are getting a ladylike daytime look and a vampy nighttime look that says, I'm a whore. Ru's words, not mine, doesn't mean they're not true. So, getting ready, Tina immediately doesn't trust Elliot. Candy is talking about how she's Ru girl adjacent. And this sparks some immediate drama with Elliot. Alex, you called out the early season villain. Talk to me about this.
So I said it, I'm pretty sure in our reveal podcast, and that is, I have this hunch that Elliot is going to be our early boot villain, kind of like Kind from Canada.
Or I said Scarlett from season, what was that? 10?
11.
Yeah.
11.
So somebody who
Envy.
comes in right out the gate, who's maybe not quite up to everyone else's standards that they are in the season, but has a huge ego, big personality, because say what you want about Elliot, Elliot's super confident. We love to see that. And kind of rubs some girls the wrong way in the workroom. And that's definitely what's happening in this episode. And I'm definitely getting those vibes.
Totally. Well, reading the girls for
energy.
reading the early eliminations, who were daughters of of Ru girls who made it further.
Yeah, you got your House of Asha. You got
Dollhouse.
You got who won last? You have who won last season? Why am I? Jada Essence-Hall. What am I? Woo! There it went. But like one of her family members is in this season as well. Like you got a lot of family this season. A lot of it.
Yep. So we get into this 2-look runway challenge. We start with the daytime look. And Corey, right off the bat, is saying Team Mick.
Hi,
and
Corey.
We like Mick a lot in this house. So for the challenge, Mick comes out first for this runway with a latex rainbow and sort of blue sky dress, cut short, no white makeup, which I think is really notable. Here we have Tyler as well, loving on Mick.
Yes, we love Mick. And that outfit, Sam, was so good. I think we were saying when we were watching it, it was like a Pride outfit, but like a new day, a modern Pride outfit, not the boring basic Pride outfit that people wear the same thing every year. This is like a new version of it, and I loved it. I loved everything.
Whenever a queen wears a rainbow in drag, it can look super kitschy. And
Mhm.
Mick was able to do this in a super high fashion way. And one thing I want to point out is Mick is from LA, and LA queens who wear a lot of latex, typically, fun fact for anybody who watches Dragula, end up getting a lot of their outfits from Loris from
Mhm.
Dragula. So I'm
Famous,
digging
famous
after this
boyfriend to
podcast.
Honey Davenport.
Oh yeah, who's dating Honey Davenport? And I'm
Mhm.
thinking
Yes,
if that dress was
yes.
made by Loris, because I have a gut feeling it was.
Okay,
So,
and
no.
Corey Inger, we absolutely agree with you. Mick
Oh, yeah.
ate that mini challenge, absolutely.
Mhm.
So then we get to Candy Muse, who surprised me with a red dress that reminded me of sort of a Greek queen, or sort of like a Marie, almost like Greek queen Marie Antoinette. I get like sand and like oil, like spiced oils being rubbed all over her body, like very those vibes. With these poofy sleeves and this sort of majestic Marie Antoinette fro situation,
Mhm.
which I loved. I thought Candy looked incredible.
She looked amazing.
I thought it was incredible. I thought it looked like out of an issue of Vogue, but the vibe I got was like a good version of Asha's outfit that she wore in season 9. It was like a good version of it. No, it's like if Asha did it a lot better, like mixed with some Vanjie in it, like it was really good. I loved
was
it.
great.
We know that there is a lot of Candy Aja drama on social media just from all of this smack talk that Candy has been putting down on her mama. It's rude. It's rude. I will never
Yeah.
say it otherwise.
Who insults their mama?
Who
I don't
insults their
insult my
mama
mama.
on national television?
Any of
I
our
will
viewers
say-
insult their mamas? Because we don't.
Candy looked amazing, but girl, you gotta respect your mama.
Next, we get over to Lala Ree, who wears sort of a basic cut color. It's an olive green long dress with sort of a white and orange floral print. Tripping over the dress down the runway, did not fall. This was not an Akasha moment, but
No.
is definitely shout out to also one of my favorite queens of all time, Akasha.
Yeah.
If you're out there, I love you. We want to have you on the pod.
Falling on the
we
floor,
get her.
girl. Falling on the floor. Yes.
But Lalaurie is tripping over her dress but did not fall. I thought it was basic, nothing to write home about.
She looked fine, but like episode 1 Drag Race, no.
Mhm.
And we all know I'm rooting for Lala, but girl, that wasn't it.
It wasn't it.
Not it.
Cachet.
Yeah.
Lala is like giving me just average vibes. Like she's kind of like, I would say you guys disagreed with me earlier, but she was kind of giving me some Brita Filter a little bit, like Monet Exchange. She's there. She has a fun personality. I think she's cute as a boy, but like it's not that much there. I'm not
I get big Dita Ritz energy from Lala.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Big
can
Dita
agree with
Ritz
that.
energy.
Because she
I
does
can
have
agree with
that
that.
star power, which we'll
Mhm.
get there. But she's
super charismatic.
charismatic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Olivia's daytime look is a 70s gold mod sort of dress with purple feather fringe on the sleeves and the hem of the dress. I mean, it's gorgeous. She comes back with her signature tiny bag, tiny purse, and some really cute, funky glasses. And V. Martin, I absolutely agree.
Mhm.
Olivia is here to grow in this competition. Whether she is a finalist or not, I think that she's going to do very well. And she is competitive with these big time queens, having only done drag for a year and a half. I'm obsessed with Olivia.
And a year and a half during a pandemic.
Mhm.
So
Guys, Olivia is so incredible. She's so good, and you just have to love her. She has such a lovable personality, and she's so talented. And it's a breath of fresh air to this competition.
Mhm.
It really is. She's not like everybody
I
else.
just want to know what anybody can say bad about Olivia.
Mhm.
Because,
her padding's a little weird.
Like, no offense, you're stupid and you're wrong.
Her padding's a little weird sometimes.
It's a little off.
yeah, no. Okay,
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, no, I did write that down. She is kind of weird padding at points.
Yeah. So next we get to y'all's favorite, Simone.
Oh,
She's got her
Yes,
90s
honey.
club hair that, quite frankly, was like very ab fab for me. Bold stripe silk jacket, pants with a skirt of the same fabric, and a cape.
I was flipping.
She
Amazing.
took every possible like clothing item and just made it into an outfit, and it looked incredible.
Mhm.
The wig, the outfit, everything was so good. She was the Lost Pointer sister. I loved that line. That was great. Simone is my favorite. You all know this. I'm not going to hide it. I am just loving it up. There is nothing she can do to upset me. Simone is like my winner's pick from day one. Like, there's no question. Girl is incredible. And what was I saying? No, that was about her other outfit. I had a line about her other outfit, guys, for all you pose lovers out there.
So next we move on to
I do want to say about Olivia, or not Olivia's outfit, about Simone's outfit. I think that is the best episode, or the best outfit of the whole season so far, is Olivia's date. Oh my God, Simone's daytime outfit. I think so.
It's okay.
There hasn't been a better outfit yet. There has not.
Okay, we'll see.
There hasn't been.
So next we get Tina Berner, signature orange. We get a big tulle skirt. We get a big sparkly bow. We get a sparkly top. I did not like this one. I like Tina. I did not like this outfit. It felt very discarded Christmas tree decorations. And it also felt very like Jocelyn Fox, but not in a good way.
It was very Carrie Bradshaw meets Little Too Campy. It was like her tutu from the opening number for Sex and the City, for all you SATC lovers out there. What? But it was a little bit too campy, I thought, but I didn't hate it. It wasn't like the worst. Definitely was worse than that.
Yeah. And just to address some comments really quick, Arthur called out the fact that Elliot with 2 T's later in this episode accidentally calls Tina Nina, which is just as hilarious as it sounds. And Corey disagrees with you, Alex. Corey thinks that even though he's a Simone stan, it's not the best look of the season, and I would agree with him.
I'm a sucker for a 90s powerful suit. So maybe it's just like all the lesbian energy in me, but I can't get past a power suit, and especially a 90s power suit. But I would like to know, what do you think? Let us know in the comments what you think is the best outfit of the season so far. I want to know.
I want to know too. I want to know what everyone thinks.
Yeah.
So then finally we get to Elliot, who's the last in the cycle, with a simple red dress and a beret. It's a floor-length gown. It's very Parisian. Like if you typed in Paris, France dress on Google, like that would be in the options on the images, with a visible waist corset. Josh, what are your thoughts on this dress?
Parisian, more like picked it up at the Salvation Army or something, girl. Like that was a mess. It was a mess.
No,
it was polished.
It was a mess.
Not a mess. She did. It was not as messy as Lala's outfit for this, but that Elliot's outfit would have been fierce in season 2.
Oh, look. We have some viewers giving some opinions on their favorite outfit.
I want to know. What do we have?
So favorite outfits so far. Mixed Runway from tonight's episode was incredible.
That was good.
Agree.
Love Arthur.
Simone's
Polaroid dress. Corey, I'm all with you on that. That's my favorite. It was so good.
About that. Utica's promo, which I don't know if a promo counts, but with
the crochet type thing, it was so good.
If we're taking promos into account, then I might have a different opinion. So I'll have to come back to that then.
Tiffany, I stand.
No, that one's like an honorable mention. Simone's runway was excellent. We will get there. And then and then we've got another one agreeing with you know what, V is commenting about the promo looks. We're not going to talk promo looks right now. It's an honorable mention.
Watch our other podcast.
But we get another Mixed Runway, and Mixed Runway is extraordinary.
Agreed.
So let's get into the nighttime looks though, right? So we've got Mick right off the bat with a simple floor-length black gown, but the thing is that it's cut across the chest, and we get a big slit up on the leg as well.
Got some Lil Kim, honey.
Yep, Lil Kim, absolutely. And then we get the pearled I guess instead of bedazzled, it's the bepearled nipple with a little black cover as well. What did y'all think about this nighttime look from Mick?
This look was hot. It was sexual. It was gorgeous. The bangs in and of itself were sexual. Those bangs were sexy.
Were there bangs? I thought it was pulled back. I'm not.
It had the Betty bangs. The really short bangs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think Mick is sexy. Mick is hot. And
In or out of drag, Mick is a hot person.
Mick is just a hot energy. Like, so sexy. And I love Mick. I love everything about Mick and everything that Mick stands for. It's just, Mick is quickly becoming one of my favorites in the competition.
Absolutely. And a memorable queen regardless of season, I think.
Yeah.
Particularly for being the first trans contestant, but
yeah,
is showing that similar to Landon Sider, how Landon was revolutionary competing as a drag king on Dragula, Gottmik is showing that any doubts that one might have about having a more diverse contestant base, it only strengthens the competition. I mean, Mick deserves to be there.
Agreed.
100%.
Yep, and people agree with us. Tiffany, in or out of drag, Gottmik could get it. Arthur says same. We all agree. We love Gottmik. Candy, we get to her nighttime look. It is a latex demon, like fire engine red jumpsuit patterned with coils of latex, little horns on the shoulders. The makeup is smeared, but it's really visceral. I really enjoyed.
I liked it,
except for the hole in the back. I enjoyed
glory holes. The glory holes in the back. Okay, I was not a fan.
How do you not know that's there?
I thought this outfit was a mess. It was not. It was just a mess. It was boxy. It didn't make Candy's figure look good. As a fellow big girl, did not put the figure together good. It just looked a mess. A huge ass hole in the back. I noticed it. The lipstick smeared. I wasn't a fan. Sorry, Candy.
I disagree with you, Alex. I think you disagree as well.
Yeah, I think that Candy looked amazing in latex. Latex is one of those things where it's really hard to manipulate your body, especially with drag padding in latex. You can do it, but it's super difficult. So for a big girl to wear a latex bodysuit, you're not going to have the most like snatched waist and everything. And Candy's drag in general is not a ton of padding. Candy doesn't cinch that hard. Candy doesn't do a lot of that. And so I thought this was Candy's body. Like that looked like Candy in a bodysuit to me. And I think Candy looked fierce because that's Candy's body in a fierce jumpsuit. My only problem with it was the hole. I don't think that outfit was finished.
And we later found out that was
been a fierce outfit. I think that there was probably a wardrobe malfunction or some kind of issue that happened there.
We'll hear about it. So next we get Lala with another simple off the rack outfit.
She sold
short
it though.
Latex dress. Well, yes, short latex dress with gold mesh over the titties and draping down the arms. Alex, why don't you talk about how Lala sold that dress?
So again, very plain outfit, not anything that I would particularly remember. But her attitude on the runway is what really sold this. And you could tell that Lala was having fun and that made the audience have fun. And I enjoyed watching Lala on the runway. Would I want to see that outfit again? Not really, but would I want to see Lala again? Yes.
Absolutely.
Some people, this might be controversial by saying this, but she looked just like a local queen. She wasn't any, like, it was just like your average local queen. Like I wasn't.
I said that when we were watching.
I know, and I took it from you because it's true. That's why.
But here's the thing:
local queen.
There's nothing wrong with a local queen. I love a local queen.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shame people.
No, I mean, I would if I saw that at a bar. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, she's pushing the boundaries of drag. No, I would be like,
Fierce.
This is accepted. Fierce.
You're a $10 bill, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
You get a 10. You get at least a 5. So then we get over to Olivia giving us a purple, sparkly, short cut gown, exposed shoulder. We get a nude illusion that did correct.
So good.
It was gorgeous, but with a beautiful black updo. But the padding seemed off to me. The hips are a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
I give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. It was just the padding that was off, but apart from that, I thought it was flawless. Was this the Jessica Rabbit look I was saying?
Yes.
This is it. So I was getting like Jessica Rabbit fantasy from this. Like the dress is kind of cut similar to it. I love the wig. I loved everything about this. Honestly, I think Olivia did a great job with it. Like I looked at it, I was like, Jessica Rabbit living this fantasy. You go, girl. Olivia slay. So totally here for this one.
One thing I would like to see from Olivia, as I'd like to see a conceptual look from Olivia, because right now we're getting a lot of stunning, memorable looks, because it's hard to have a memorable gown on Drag Race, really. And Olivia's already had a few. And I'd like to see Olivia do something a little out of the box, maybe, because I think Olivia could do that really fierce. And I have a feeling we'll see it. Like, how could we not with how creative Olivia is? But I'm excited to get there. For sure.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, moving on. We have Simone, who's giving sort of Mad Max vibes, I think. It is a gold, sort of like knotted together dress at points where it's giving me toga, it's giving me sort of a Vogue look. Like it was messy, but like intentionally so. It was very styled. It was with a subtle sort of shimmery orange top. It was very like Castaway chic. It was very fashion. I feel that, and I'm starting to feel a little bit with Simone, because I'll talk about in the challenge too. We love her, but she's getting away with looks that only she can wear. Because if you put most of her looks, except for her runway, if you put her looks on someone else, it would look comical.
I disagree with you. I disagree. I think her stuff is really good. I love these outfits. They're very like fashion based. I thought this last look gave me like Electra vibes from Pose. That's what I was getting. I think like the look, everything, she gives the fierceness. I was getting Electra from this and I loved it. But, I think, Sam, if anyone wore her looks, they do it good. I think she's doing great. The Polaroid dress, that's a one-of-a-kind thing, dude. You can't,
only someone that size can do that.
Yes, and someone that size, not that person. Like, if Aquaria put it on, she'd look good in it, too. Like, yes.
Yeah, like because they're the same size.
But what I'm saying is that as a big girl queen, it is easier for a skinny queen to put on something that is not impressive but look impressive because they are skinny.
Okay.
And that's not like the look itself, it looks great on her, but when you think about like the actual look, I don't know, like it's not like it looks great because it's on Simone.
And there is something to be said about that, because Simone does take into account that is how Simone's body looks, and Simone understands fashion that looks good on her body. So to her credit, absolutely. I'm not going to discredit her for doing that, but I am going to think about it and in the back of my mind think, okay, if someone else was wearing this dress, would it be as fashion? Would it be as much of a statement? I don't think that takes away from how good she looks in something, but I would like to see more of what we saw from her on the runway tonight, as well as these more conceptual fashion looks as well. Because
we've got some conflicting views in the comments. So Tiffany thinks it speaks to the queen. Marilyn Monroe famously modeled a literal potato sack, and I get that. I do get that.
Agree, Tiffany.
Corey agrees with me though. Her mini challenge looks are something she kind of gets away with because they are all very not just like fashionable, but like they are like fashion. They're like editorial, where it's weird and you don't really know how you feel about it.
Very couture.
I love her, and there's nothing you can say for me to turn on her. It's like my love for Lady Gaga. I'm never going to turn on Gaga. I'm never going to turn on Simone. So you could tell me that she did a lot of bad things, like some other people this week.
Don't sherry pie Simone. Do not sherry pie Simone.
But she didn't, so I would still stand for Simone. Okay.
I got it. We love her. So next we get Tina Berner, who comes out in an orange and yellow and red latex look. She's got the very en vogue high braided pony. She's got a red harness. It was a good look.
I liked it.
It was a good look. It was a clean look. Prettier makeup than normal. You mean Nina?
We're getting another Nina.
These shady ladies up in here.
Shady ladies are watching.
Are we just gonna call? Should we call her Nina? But like,
No.
I think she's funnier than.
And someone in the comments can correct us every time.
Okay. All right.
How did y'all feel about Tina's look? Josh, how did you feel about it?
I loved it. I really loved it. I love Tina. She's great. But like the first outfit was like, but this one she comes out and I really thought she was slaying it. I loved it. It was like latex. It was kind of bondagey a little bit. It had all the different colors of the fire, not just red and yellow, not just McDonald's. We got some orange in there too. So we got maybe like some, what's an orange one? Is Jack in the Box orange? I don't even know, but like maybe she's giving us some other fast food restaurants, a little Taco Bell or something, but it was great. I loved it.
Alex, how'd you feel about Tina's look?
So I've been concerned that Tina would be like only doing the fire colors, but she's quickly shown that she can show a wide range of looks using only these colors. And I'm not getting bored of those colors at all. No. And I thought she did a great job of breaking it up with this latex look. It was completely different. It kind of reminded me of Sasha Velour's Pride look. Yeah, with like the color blocking. I liked it. Right look on it.
That was good. Finally, we get to Elliot with 2 T's. So we get very like dark circus vibes, long black gown, corset on the outside again, a top hat with a huge black feather coming out of it, with a very like sort of sad red ponytail coming down the side. I didn't like it. I feel like it was very like bad bar Halloween to me. Even though it was polished, but it wasn't, there was no imagination. Alex, you've been laughing a lot.
I hated this look. It reminded me, I don't know if there's anybody who's watching who goes to Theater Bazaar, but it reminded me of like one of the middle-aged women who goes to Theater Bazaar with her husband who's wearing like one of the orgy bird plague masks. And she's like, this is the one night a year that I'm naughty. And I'm just like, I couldn't. I'm just like, man, it was like woman at the Renaissance Festival who thinks she's like really doing it. I don't know. It's like, I really want Elliot to like do something I like, but it's just not happening.
Alex, you're dead on with that. The Theater Bazaar, like / like.
And I love Theater Bazaar. I go every year.
That's perfect. Like that is dead on. Like perfect. Like it was heinous. It was horrible. It was so average. Like
so bad.
It was so average. You got V over here saying, I'm gonna say Renaissance Fest realness.
I work at the Renaissance Festival and I'm just like having flashbacks to all the women who would come into my booth and like yell at me in these like these fucking top hats. I'm like, come on.
So you admit that PTSD is coloring your opinion a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, come for me in the comments if I'm wrong, but
but Corey thought that this was very Vegas. I agree. It was basic. It sort of gives you like everything while giving you nothing. You know, it was all that, but it wasn't anything original. It was just there. It was just there.
Sure.
I agree.
Drag, baby.
So we actually don't get a winner off of this yet, and we get into the Maxi Challenge, where they are told that they need to perform an original verse in Ru's song, Congratulations. They also must come up with choreography as a group. So we get into writing lyrics. We get a little bit more of like Candy and Elliot picking at each other. I hope it blows up. I think it would be fun. Tina talks about how being in a boy band, y'all get sent to Sweden, which I thought was funny.
I'll give the actual quote. As you know about boy bands, they kidnap you and take you to Sweden and keep you there until you have some singles.
Exactly.
That inside gossip.
Olivia comes in like a psychotic angel and is like, actually, I write lyrics.
I write music.
It's so her. I love that Olivia is like so innocent and such like so angelic in all this, but is just like with every step crushing a more seasoned queen's dreams. Like, every time.
Hey, it's me, Ellie, with 2 T's. Oh.
But like every time Olivia opens her mouth, like she just delivers something that is like devastating to these queens who have been doing this for so long. Oh, I won my lip sync against Rosé. She judged a competition I was in. It was so funny. Oh, I write music. Like, I'm obsessed. But one of the queens called out and is completely correct. These lyrics will chase you around for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's talk about Roxy Andrews and let's make it clear.
I'm gonna go you.
Can we not bring Roxy Andrews right now, or can we forever? I feel like, come on, viewers, we know that Roxy Andrews, I stand for life, like for that one.
I love Roxy Andrews. I love her, and that just that little breakdown of "I'm gonna" is I will never not think about that.
We've been talking about it for like 3 weeks now.
Literally, like before Drag Race 13 started, we've been talking about that. So
yeah, you know what?
No.
I love that.
As soon as Tina said that, we did all think Roxy. We absolutely did. It was just sort of a collective gay Roxy Andrews. So then we get into the dance rehearsal though, and very quickly, nobody wants to be in charge, and it is chaotic. Elliot, as we know, is a choreographer, and she's like, I don't want to get involved. I just walked up in here. Everyone wants to stab me. Like, I don't want to do this. But then she sort of like throws in a little move like, oh, hey, girls, we already are on this foot. What if we just add a little boo, boo, boo?
She literally is just like, we're going to do a Sean say, we're going to do this, and we're going to do a whole ballet move, and then we're going to do hip hop, and then we're going to do some cha-cha slide. It's going to be amazing.
And other girls are like, where have you been the last 45 or however long minutes, girl? You pull this out at the end?
I mean, and Tina straight up just goes, well, hey, Juilliard, which is hilarious. Also, I just want to say, hello, Ken Davis.
Hi, Ken Davis.
Hi.
Ken Davis will be joining us for our Survivor Australian Outback finale episode. Check it out. Thank you.
So I also want to say, notably in the dance rehearsal, Gottmik started their verse with the words, I was born a girl, which we all knew going into this season that Gottmik was the first trans male contestant. But none of the other queens know at this point, which came as a surprise to me. I would have thought Mick would have been out pretty early on. And this causes like a huge amount of sort of dysphoria, panic, haze inside of Mick. That was unfortunate. They're also clearly not a dancer. We knew that from the lip syncs. And so like, you know, it's a tough situation for Gottmik to be in.
Perfect storm right now for Mick to get inside of her head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's everything right now is coming down to a huge pressure where you're on Drag Race, you're being confronted with your dysphoria, and you're doing a fucking dancing challenge that you don't want to be doing. So.
Mm-hmm. And I also want to say really quickly, gender dysphoria, for anyone who's watching and is not familiar with that, is the internal feelings of anxiety, that trans people or non-binary people feel when their gender identity does not match their, the body that they were born with, essentially. And that sort of like almost like a cognitive dissonance, but it is a discomfort that can be really debilitating for a lot of people. It's something really serious that trans people go through, which is why we always support trans people expressing themselves however they want, whatever way that they choose to express themselves, that lessens that dysphoria is a-okay, babies. So then getting ready, we get into
Sam,
Yep.
really quick. I wanted to comment on that part, but
Mhm.
with Gottmik, I really think, how I know editing, I know how editors work, how it's going, but it gives me the vibe with what Gottmik was saying, that I think Gottmik's going to do really well in this competition. Like, I do, because based on this happening in the first, like one of the first few episodes and opening, it's a good start to Gottmik's storyline about, opening up about their gender and all of this. And I think that they had a really beautiful episode, this episode, and I really think it's like the start of their storyline. So
Absolutely.
I can see Gottmik's going to go very far. We all know.
Agree. This ain't no Monica Beverly Hills moment. This is not unique in the reunion. This is Gottmik is coming out, pretty much day one.
Oh yeah.
And so Gottmik first chooses to come out to Olivia as trans, and the reveal is treated so well, so beautifully, so delicately. And this is the first time, I want to make a note, that they talk about pronouns on RuPaul's Drag Race, which is very, very important. We see people doing this in our daily lives a lot more. You don't know who is non-binary or trans just by the way that they look. And Gottmik did tell us, really America, that they identify as male out of drag, male pronouns, he, him, his, and female pronouns in drag, which, I think is, yeah. And Corey, we agree with you. Love that Gottmik explained her pronouns in and out of drag. I completely agree. It was something that we had discussed off of the podcast earlier, just, what is appropriate for Gottmik, because we always want to be respectful of people's pronouns. Anyway, we are okay. Good night, Arthur. Arthur has to go to sleep.
Good night, Arthur. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Nighty night, PV. So, next we get though Elliot the Spy as the queen.
Elliot the Spy. Love.
She's never really talked about her elimination. Getting voted out, the unanimous second vote. I mean, oof. But then we get the question that we love to hear: who would you send home?
Ooh.
And it goes around to all the queens. A lot of them say Tina because she took out 2 girls. She's a legend. A lot say Gottmik. And people don't think Olivia is a threat. And she's like, well, I'm content to be an angel baby and no one has to think I'm a threat. And I am just going to keep working hard because that's what I'm here for.
I love it.
How did you feel about all that?
I loved it. I love her storyline. Like, everyone's going to underestimate Olivia, and Olivia is going to be there for a while because Olivia slays. Everything that girl does is incredible. So we'll keep on watching, everybody.
Yep. I feel like as viewers, we're like in on a secret that the contestants are not in on. Like, we know that Olivia's fierce and killing it, but the contestants like aren't fully aware yet. And so it's fun to be like on the inside, And
that's something that surprises me every season of Drag Race. Without it, we don't see this really on Dragula at all. Like, they look at a queen or they look at a fellow drag performer and they are just sort of like, work, like, show me what you can do. If you do it, work. And Drag Race has sort of this weird thing where I feel like we as an audience, like with Utica, for example, we see Utica and are like, work, thrift shop chic, this is very forward thinking drag. And you get a lot of very traditionally minded drag queens on Drag Race who don't really see the very real threats in front of them. I don't know, Josh, do you have any thoughts on that?
I not too many on that. I do agree completely on that, though. I do. That's really all I can say. I agree on that.
All right, cool.
That part.
So then we get the runway, and Ru comes out in her metallic I don't know, it looks like a Bianca Del Rio designed gown. We've got the one shoulder draped across. We've got a slit on the side. It's
Love
ruffly. It's
disco
sparkly.
ball.
Yeah.
We love a sequence gown.
We love a sequenced gown.
Very like Diana Ross outfit. Or
Mhm.
BB Sahara Benet.
Very
During
that.
the New
Very
Year's
that.
performance, everybody, we did watch that.
Absolutely. So then we get into the challenge. Gottmik, I said, looks good. Had kind of sort of an Aquaria look.
Mhm.
With that black number.
I was getting Sasha. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Very Aquaria. Yeah.
In the challenge, yeah. Very Aquaria kind of look. Cute, good voice. Seemed a little shaky, but like not bad. You know, like did decently.
Yeah, I really liked it. So
Yeah.
How'd you feel? Gottmik's? Yeah, it was solid. Candy notably forgets the words and the choreography at the beginning of her performance. She snaps right back and slays the rap. But she does keep looking to the others for the choreo, and that tanked her. I mean, she didn't do a bad job, but
Sam, I'm gonna interrupt because I said something wrong. I said something. Oh, you're talking about their
challenge.
Like their challenge. I actually do want to say more about Gottmik. I thought Gottmik's was really good. She, like she talked about her struggle with being trans, and I thought the words in it were incredible. I thought they were great. So I mean, it wasn't the best one, but obviously it would have been towards the bottom. But I really liked the words. The words gave her story.
I thought it had a strong first line, and then I cannot remember anything else that happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I wish that it had been more memorable, because after that storyline, we were all rooting for Mick to do really well, and it just didn't happen for Mick tonight. But that doesn't take away from the importance of the story or the importance of that line being in the song, for sure.
I agree.
That's all right.
So we're on Candy though now. What are your thoughts on Candy? I mean, Candy did quite well in this episode, but then just sort of had a few flubs, in when it came time for her to perform. Josh, what did you think?
What the F was she wearing? A nightgown?
No, Josh, we're talking about the challenge where she was wearing her. Her what are you doing, girl? Okay, we're gonna mute Josh for a minute when she gets her life together. Alex, what did you think about Candy's look?
Okay, so I have a lot of opinions about this, because I think this was the best written lyrics of the whole thing, because Candy dropped a reference that is my favorite drag reference of all drag herstory, and that was Sitting Alone in the VIP. And for everybody who doesn't know, look it up. Look up Candy Muse Sitting Alone in the VIP. It is an iconic tweet that Candy Muse made a year or so ago, where Candy said, "I'm at this gig sitting alone in the VIP. So everyone wants a photo with me, but no one's asked me how my day is. This industry really is a lonely one, huh?" And it went viral. Alaska commented on it and then made a song about it. It was iconic, and I was cackling when Candy said it. So I loved Candy's outfit. She looked fierce. Her pussy was out. It looked amazing.
Snatched for the gods.
She looked amazing. And y'all are going to come for me for this, but I think Candy would have won today if she had known her choreography and not messed up her words at the beginning.
Okay, Josh, you ready to talk about Candy's challenge?
Yes, I am ready to talk about Candy's challenge. Bitches bow down to the queen. That's all I have to say. No, I loved it. I love when she did that. I was definitely going to talk about her puss, because she was given some serious puss. Made me think of whatever season that Khloe Kardashian came on, and she was like, "I have a big puss," and I loved that. Like, that's the vibe that I was getting.
Was it season 7, I believe she was talking about Ginger Minge's puss in the Palazzo jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And it was like, I have a big puss. And I'm like, yes, girl.
The ruching. Or no, it was not season 7. It was season 6 with Darian Lake with the ruching in her St. Patrick's Day outfit.
Yes.
But yes, Corey, I understand. Ross Matthews did bring up the fact that he couldn't really understand Candy's rap. I don't know. I'm kind of in the Trinity K. Bonet boat of like, it's rap. You don't have to understand. It just has to be good.
I am glad that Corey did get the Sitting Alone in the VIP, because that was big moment for me when it was set on television. So.
Lala, then we get doing a pretty solid job. I thought weak look, great performance.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's Monet Exchange all over again. Giving us personality, giving us a good rap, giving us a good performance, but what she's wearing, she is selling us under $1. She's selling us from the dollar store, but like her personality is from the fancy stores on Rodeo Drive, honey. But what she's wearing is the dollar store.
Knows, the fancy store is the opposite of the dollar store. So then we get to Olivia, who first of all has like some big blonde crimped roux hair with this fabulous gold tasseled unitard sort of deal. Her voice is incredible. One of the best voices they have ever had on the show. I understand that it was a lip sync. They edited it. That is one of the best voices they've ever had on the show. And her look was great.
Jan has the best voice ever on the show.
Yeah.
No question.
I can't think of anybody who would have been better, honestly.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, like, you know, Courtney's in there, Adore's in there, but Juju is in there. I know you hate Adore, Alex. I know you hate her.
I love Jan.
Adore.
You gonna come for the fan favorite on the pod?
No. I don't hate Adore. I really like Adore. I am not a fan of Adore's music.
Okay. Drag Race fans, if you would like to cancel Alex, we'll plug her social media later. Yeah. Keep watching. So then we get over to Simone. I thought she did fine. I loved her line, "My name is Simone and I'm here for the throne." Yes. It was very, very fun. I just want to throw this up. Tina, Rita Vega is not a good singer. You need to get your ears checked, girl. Tiffany, no. Get out of here, girl. No, but stay. We need viewers. But we love you, but I disagree with you. So I think Simone's
favorite comment of the evening.
Look over there, okay?
Yes, she was. Tiffany, do not argue with me. Do not argue with me, Tiffany. This is not your moment.
Oh, it is her moment.
Oh,
the moment is me.
Well, if we want to, if you want to cancel Sam, we will link Sam's social media.
I'm not getting canceled. Everybody loves me. Oh. I'm bringing the viewers. No, I'm kidding.
Be careful, Josh. It will mute you again. So we go. Okay, so I want to bring up again. I thought Simone's look was very Old Navy. I thought it was very Old Navy summer collection for the challenge. It was that little blue number. She had a little blue, like sort of bra moment.
Oh yeah, I liked the top. Skirt. I like the top, but I wish I would have seen it with like maybe like some vintage shorts or something, like some vintage hot pants. You know what I mean?
You know, something. Zhuzhet for me. Zhuzhet.
Yeah.
And
just seemed like a little party city.
As we all know, Simone lives rent free in the land of Mendelson. So you can say whatever you want. Don't come for my woman. Okay?
It's just, I'm just saying, if anyone else wore that outfit, they would have gotten red for it.
It kind of gave me
no, Valentina wouldn't have gotten red for it. Valentina wouldn't have gotten red for it. She'd be told that she looks like Linda Evangelista. So don't say that anybody else.
Alex, what were your thoughts?
That it kind of gave me Nina Bonina's elimination outfit, just not like how it looked, but the silhouette.
Okay, I feel you. I feel you on that.
The tutu.
So then we move on. We've got Tina. Tina, now this is one where we had very different views from what the judges had. I felt that Tina's rap was really not on rhythm. I thought it was not good. And I thought she tried to do too much. She tried to pack too many words into too small a space, and it didn't work for me. Yep, Josh, what do you think?
You guys know my analogy to that. It's the exact same. To me, it reminded me of All Stars 3, Thorgy Thor's performance during the girl group thing where she's like, who, come on, Rue. Like, I'm like, this is a mess. Like, it literally reminded me of Thorgy Thor, and I'm like, Sorry, I do like Thorgy, but like I don't like Thorgy's performance in that, and it's a mess, and that's what it reminded me of. But I do like Miss Tina / Nina, so hey.
I was on Tina's side by the end of it when she did like her little like moment at the end. I was like, work. But like from the beginning, it just like didn't pull you in. There wasn't like that hook that made you want to listen to the rest of it like Simone's did. Simone's verse made you want to keep listening to it.
V saying Tina looking like the Rock'em Sock'em Robots going back and forth. I mean, I kind of agree. It was not great. But then Elliot comes out, and Elliot shows immediately that she is the best dancer in the group. Her choreo was great. She was she was clucking and bucking, baby.
Clucking and bucking.
And she cannot sing. She cannot rap, but the girl can dance.
She can dance. She's Alyssa Edwards. She's Alyssa. She's like a not as good version of Alyssa Edwards. There you go.
I do want to show this comment though.
Tina Bernini. Amazing, Joe. Amazing.
Obsessed.
Okay, so then we get into the runway though. Runway theme is La May, You Stay. Gottmik comes out with a big cape, sort of like an alien look. It reminded me a bit of Plastique's, one of Plastique's looks. Plastique
very Sasha Velour energy.
Very androgynous.
I'm sorry. When they say La May, I think of I spread La Mer on my toast every morning. I'm Cher. Oh,
La May and La Mer are very different, but I love your Cher. So
one of the runway was La Mer.
That would have been funny. The Gottmik is in a really detailed gold jumpsuit, lots of really bold, soft sculptures, to use a Serena Cha-Cha line. But it was very sculptural, and the headpiece was like a like sort of almost like a bejeweled bald cap, like a little bit of cone head. I was living. It was incredible.
Yeah. I'd love to see like a really close-up photo of the embroidery on that.
I got fierce version of R2D2, so I still loved it, but it looked kind of like a little bit alien Star Wars-y, so I was like...
And someone agrees with you. V says it is a Lamalian, which I love, which I will be stealing. Mick absolutely looked like a Lamalian. V, stop.
V, when are you going to be on the pod?
You got to be on the pod.
You got to get you on.
So Candy comes out in a lilac nightgown with lingerie underneath. I did not think it was bad. I did not think it was a standout. I thought it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah. It was okay. It was
the body looked right.
Yeah.
Austin Powers.
The outfit was cute.
Oh wait, no. This is where we're commenting. This is the nightgown. This is a nightgown. She wore her blanket. Like that's a mess.
So many queens have done it before. I'm just like
Naomi Smalls has done it, and everyone was like, "Work legs."
Because as Sam was saying, she can put things together that no one else can. And Candy Muse looked like a clown with it on. Sorry,
I very much disagree with you, Alex.
Candy looked sexy. Candy looked sexy and hot.
She
looked like she got it off Amazon and put it together for the first time. It was
if she got it off Amazon, she spent a good buck, girl, because she looked nice. Her body looked right. She looked sexy. Her makeup looked cute. She looked good. She looked fine.
I do want to go back though.
It was RuPaul's Drag Race Runway. No, I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
I do not think it was Runway. I think it's a fierce look? Yes.
Candy's headband was dirty, though.
I'll go back and look.
I noticed it the whole episode. Candy's headband was dirty.
I'll look at it.
But yeah, so Candy Muse gave me the gun booby girls from Austin Powers. I completely agree. Moving on, we've got Lala. Lala Ree is serving us this huge gold top, big bow, 24 karat black girl magic with gold leggings. I found it to be too busy. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, it was a lot going on. It was a lot going on at once. I liked the gold. I mean, it was her best outfit of the night. But does that say enough right there?
It doesn't say a lot.
I think it does.
This is another one of those looks that I think would have been really fierce in like seasons 2 through like 4, or like it's good drag. It's not bad drag. It's just it's not RuPaul's Drag Race season 13 Runway.
It could have been her executive realness look from season 5.
I wouldn't go that far. Next we get into Olivia with a pink and mint water lily gown. The shape issues are doing it for me. The shape made the dress look weird. The shape of her hips. Olivia, I love you, but I am not in love with the shape of you.
Oof. Don't diss your woman. You can't mess with her.
No, I will though, because I love her, so I will tell her the truth.
Well,
and
I will never.
It's not a body size thing at all. It's definitely it's a sculpting thing, because when I have helped Sam get into pads a million times, and I've helped multiple drag performers get into pads a million times, and it is not easy. It is not cute. It is not fun. And I think that that's just one of those things that it takes a long time to perfect your body in drag. And I think Olivia just needs to find that, because somebody who hasn't been in drag in the world really most of their drag career just doesn't really know those tips that other, that queens typically get from being like in the bars and the clubs, I think that the body will come with more experience.
She's still new. She's still new.
Tiffany, completely agree. She's just a baby queen. So next we get over to your girl Simone, who did stun me with this look. She comes out with a lame boxer look. She's got the crop top. She's got the shorts that say Simone over her cut. She's got the big jacket that is so iconically like boxer.
I'm gonna start crying.
It was TK. Okay.
Alex, cry for the camera, baby.
I'm not.
No, I'm just saying it was TK.
It was incredible. It was a great look. It was a memorable look. I will think about this look. As Roxy Matthews says, like, I'll be stuck in traffic or I'll be in the drive-thru, more likely. Boxing queen, young and sweet, season 13 queen.
Yes.
We are on the same page again, and I love that for us.
Yes, I loved everything about it. It was just, love you, Simone.
Tina gives us Tin Man Couture.
It was not
in red. Her signature red was only on her bedazzled red heart. It was a great look. I really liked, and V agrees, we really liked the Tin Man look. It was good. Or a Simone look. We agree with both of them.
It was, honestly, this Tin Man look we did not expect this. We expected her to come out in red, McDonald's, yellow, maybe some orange, but she gave us something different. And she gave us something different before Michelle was able to even read her for always wearing those colors. So I think it was perfect timing. I think it was strategic. I think she slayed it. So now Michelle can't be like, why is it always got to be red and yellow? Because now she's giving us something different.
Yep.
Good job.
Tina's showing that Tina knows her brand. She's already given herself a brand in her first 2 episodes, but now she's showing that she doesn't always have to be that.
She's a competitor.
Yeah. And this is a look that, so anybody who's watching us for the first time, I cry at Drag Race every week. I cried 3 times. I cried at Simone's daytime look, and I cried at Simone's boxing look, and I cried at the Tin Man look. So, yeah, Tin Man got me.
So next we move on to Elliot with 2 T's Runway. It's giving me flamenco dancer, but not in a good way. Josh, I hate you.
I was getting toddlers and tiaras.
It's sort of, she said Tara Lipinski meets 80s prom. It was very ice skater, but not in a good way. Almost like, in a weird way, it reminds me of like something Madame LaQueer might wear. I don't know. It was not good for me.
Woof. I called it from the season 7 ugly runway. That's what I put. The one where Katya wore that like brown outfit, that brown thing. I was just getting mess. It was horrible. It wasn't
good.
It didn't seem realized at all. It just seemed like
I'm wearing a shiny gown.
Brought a random dress and was like, I guess this is LeMay.
V Martin, very honey boo boo. And
Thank you.
This would say, honey, new. This is not the look. So we get into the judges' critiques. Please just sort of like sound off if there's something that you want to call attention to. But
Ross with the McDonald's, that's the only thing that was memorable talking about.
Yep. I thought Gottmik, They loved Gottmik's mini challenge, but hesitation through the beginning of the performance, which we saw. Candy, they loved the Austin Powers Fembot moment, but they clocked the runway with the hole in the back, the nighttime look, and they also really locked in on Candy's charisma, but saw her panicking when she forgot the choreo. Lala, they love her. They liked her runway, which was a surprise to me, but it was pretty in line with what we said.
Yeah.
Olivia, they were over the moon. Simone, they specifically called out that Simone has star quality, which I thought was significant.
And that's always a big deal. Whenever a queen gets that,
You are a star.
They always go far. No one has ever gotten that critique on day one and not been a star of the season.
And what do you guys say is going far? Would you say that's like final 7 onwards? I feel like final 7 onwards. You got 1 through 7. That's going far in the competition.
Yeah, top 7, top 6.
Yeah, for sure.
You make it over halfway through.
Make it to like past Snatch Game. Like,
if you survive Snatch Game, you're a legend.
We will see Simone in the Snatch Game.
Oh, no question.
Sure. So then we get Tina. They loved all her runways. Michelle calls out the fact that she changed it up. They also loved her verse, which was weird to me.
Yeah.
I would have expected them to read her verse, whatever.
Yeah.
It's Tina, I don't really care. Like, cool. I'm happy that Tina is doing well. Elliot with 2 T's, they really enjoyed all her looks, which shocked me. And what shocked me in general is that all of the queens got such positive critiques. Does no one want to be on this show? What happened? Like,
I think that we will probably see an opposite episode next week. Is kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Yes. Very true.
Elliot with 2 toes.
Elliot with 2 toes.
I don't know if I said Elliot with 2 toes, but I'm gonna say it now.
Alex, time to get your phone out.
I was really shocked. Oh yeah. Alex's phone background is currently a picture of my toe. So we find out. I was shocked that no one got red. Oh, and there it is. There's my toes, my 2 toes. So we get into we find out that Olivia and Simone are the top 2. There will be no bottoms for the week, which really undercuts Candy and Gottmik's like tear-filled Untucked episode. There's a lip sync for Your Legacy to Break My Heart by Dua Lipa, which is a bad song.
Yeah.
I don't, it's not a ballad. It's not a slow.
It's weird.
A weird song. Simone goes for a little bit more like woman delivering lip sync, like pop diva. Olivia goes more for comedy, very campy. They're pretty evenly matched, which is very exciting to know. It was a solid lip sync with a weird song. 2 great lip syncers with a weird song. That's how I felt about it.
We're getting a few weird lip sync songs.
We've been getting weird lip sync songs since Drag Race started.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think
Every season there are weird songs.
I
There's
disagree.
so much better music.
Come on, I was still like 2 of Hearts when it was McMichaels, Morgan McMichaels.
Season 2. There are also some really weird choices that aren't great lip sync songs in those early seasons. In every season, it's a mix, and I'm always like, who picked these songs? Because some of you picked so well, and some you picked so poorly. But we get to the end of the lip sync. Simone wins the week. How do y'all feel, Josh? How do you feel about Simone's win?
Doesn't surprise me. My girl slayed as I knew she would. I mean, Olivia did a great job. I think there were a couple moves where they were like on sync together, and I was totally living for it. Like there were times I was like, work, and because they moved at the same time, it was like the Tatiana versus Alyssa parts where they were like on sync with things without noticing it, and I was like, yes, honey, I was living for it. Now, out of a lip sync status, out of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 6.5, 7.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it was good. Fine. I don't think this is like a legendary lip sync.
No.
Yeah, it was fine. Simone won. We're happy. So Untucked, we can touch on briefly. Elliot famously called Tina Nina, which is really funny. But really the focus was number 1, Gottmik coming out to the group as a whole.
Sam, before you get into that, because that's going to be a whole conversation in itself, back to the Elliot calling Tina Nina. The best part was Tina responding with, "This is why you can't get sent home 3 times." Incredible. So good. So
Oh,
good.
yeah, that was very funny.
That was a legendary moment of the show, I think.
Was
Tina knows though that she needs to stay humble, which is great. But we really get a lot of focus not only on Gottmik coming out, but then Gottmik and Candy preparing to lip sync against each other, which we know isn't going to happen. So it's like
kind of weird to watch.
It feels weird. It feels weird. But I think we should get into our superlatives for the episode. We're going to start off with best in show. Alex, why don't you kick us off with best in show? Who is your all-star?
So, okay, and y'all are going to come for me. My best in show for this episode is actually Candy, because I think Candy showed a lot of stuff I wasn't expecting from Candy. Like, I was genuinely the most entertained by Candy, and maybe this is something that is only personal to me because I love the reference that Candy made in her rap.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to think what ticket do I want to buy again to this show, I would buy Candy's ticket again 100%. So for me personally, I would pick Candy. If I'm going off the show, I mean, obviously Simone, but for me personally, Candy all the way.
Yeah. Josh, who is your best in show?
I mean, do I even need to say it, y'all? Come on. Y'all know I'm going to say Miss Simone because Simone's my girl. She won the first challenge. She won $5,000. She won the All-Star type challenge where you lip sync for your legacy. And I think she has made a legacy for herself. She really is a star. She's a star. She is. She is someone that I can look at and be like, I'm going to remember you 10 years down the line from now. And I don't think there's that many queens right now where I can look and say that right now. But her, I see a star all time.
I like Simone a lot. I think Candy's a valid point. I will talk about her more later. I thought the strongest overall queen this episode, though, was Olivia. I thought, like, if you compare, like, challenge by challenge by challenge by challenge, I thought Olivia had the highest average. Her voice was incredible, even if she did not have the standout runway moment for that final runway. I thought I really enjoyed. I thought overall Olivia was very strong this week. But then we get into the dark horse of the competition. And Josh, who was your dark horse this week?
My dark horse this week was your girl, Olivia Lux. I think Olivia Lux is being underestimated by a lot of people. They don't, because she's a new queen, so they're not seeing her yet for what she can bring to the table. And I really think she's showing it. I think she has a great voice as well. So definitely Olivia, no question.
And I think what's interesting is that what people don't take into account is just because someone's only been doing drag for a year and a half does not mean that they have not been performing for the rest of their life. Alex, who was your dark horse this episode?
I had a hard time with this one because I really don't want to say it, but my dark horse for this episode is honestly Elliot, because at the beginning of the episode, I shit on Elliot the whole time. I shit on Elliot since last episode. I shit on Elliot in the promos, but Elliot did really turn it out in that dance. Elliot was the best dancer of that whole group. And it's wild to me that of all of the queens who won their lip syncs, that Elliot was the best dancer in the group. Did she give the best performance? No. Did she write the best song? No. Have the best looks? No way. But I think she is a dark horse in the sense that she might be one of the only dancers in the group. I know we'll have more in the other group, but we don't have a lot of dancers this season. So for that, Elliot is the dark horse right now.
Josh and V agrees with you.
He agrees with me on both so far. But can I say Alex loves an underdog? Alex always loves an underdog. He likes to root for the bottom.
I know.
I love it.
I am not rooting for Elliot. For me, dark horse does not mean I think I like them and they're going to do well. I was just surprised.
Yeah. My dark horse this week was Candy. Candy surprised me in the mini challenge. Her rap was great. I have been tentative about, because I got burned. We all got burned by Miss Silky Nutmeg Ganache. So I have been nervous about letting Candy into my heart. But she's proving that she's not just a mouth. She's proving that she has some range. In Untucked, she was very acutely aware of the fact that she can flub like that and go home, and I'm glad that that's setting in and she has that reality of it all. But I thought she surprised me this week. Her looks all surprised me. Her rap, incredible. So now we get into the Hot Mess Express. Josh, who is your hot mess for the week?
It's obviously Elliot. Ow! Ow! It's my hot mess. Elliot with 2 ows. I'm never dropping it, guys, so get used to it. Elliot, yeah, good at dancing, but like the weakest. I mean, come on. Elliot is the weakest. You have 6 people that are here, and Elliot's like here. Like, no, not ready for the show. Sorry.
Via saying Elliot with 2 D's did 2 toes did fine. Which I get. Alex, who's your hot mess express for the episode?
So my hot mess express is specifically Elliot's nighttime look. It is that episode was that outfit was traumatic for me. I hated it. Really bad. Hot mess express is just that outfit from Elliot.
Well, I'm glad that you called out someone's wardrobe, because I'm going to say my hot mess express for the week is whoever styled Lala Ree. Y'all. I mean, if it was Lala, girl, then you are the hot mess, because you should not. Girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know better than that. Come on. Come on. Pick up a Vogue. And V agrees with you, though, that specifically the hat and the wig in the Elliot with 2 toes look. But I don't know. I couldn't do it with Lala's looks this week. I think her charisma is floating her, and she's a good performer. I don't want to take that away from her, which is why I wasn't just like Lala Ree. No, but her looks were so bad. And you
can go not all the way, but you can go decently far in Drag Race on personality. So we'll see what this does.
Exchange.
Yeah,
Monet win, Alex. You can win. Monet Exchange, Bianca Del Rio. Horrible looks, guys. Come on.
Bianca did not have horrible looks, but that is a conversation.
Same thing 45 times.
That doesn't mean it was bad. It doesn't mean it was bad. It was just her thing. Anyway, y'all. V specifically wants to say, Nana Ree. I think that is a great note to end on. I agree completely with V, Nana Ree. Y'all, it has been a pleasure. Josh and Alex, thank you for joining me this evening. It's been a lot of fun. And everyone at home, just remember, don't let anyone dull your sparkle.
Wait, but you know what you should also do?
We've got to plug ourselves. I didn't even think to plug myself.
Now, let's start with giving our plugs, honeys. So you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mendels8.
And you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram or Facebook at sammeiercomedy. Alex, plug yourself, boo.
If you just look up Alex Knows It All, you'll probably find me. So yeah.
It's all good. Just
okay,
everyone knows everything.
Thank you for joining us, and join us for another live next week at 10:15 p.m. Otherwise, make sure to check out our channel to find out about our other podcasts. We're doing a Survivor recap. Alex is doing a Bachelor. Josh is going to be doing some Real Housewives. It's an exciting time for the Couch Potato Queens.
We have a few new members as well. So we have Sam Henson. We have Christian. We have who do you have on Bachelor with you, Alex?
We have my best friend Ken Wells.
Yeah. So
it's gonna be a lot of fun. Make sure you tune in. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye, guys.